Hey everyone, wanted to show you what I'm doing today. It's nice fall, almost a little afternoon, still kind of crisp, about 50 degrees. Sun's out though. Typical fall day here on the Oregon coast. What I wanted to show you today is I'm smoking some Chinook salmon. I wanted to kind of show you my way of doing it. I've been doing it for quite a while, so I make it pretty simple. I do one of two ways. I do a brine, like that, or I use a dry cure. Okay, I've opted for the brine this time. I wanted to try something a little different, so as before, I've never measured anything, so I just go by taste. I put some brown sugar, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, sea salt. Use sea salt whenever possible. I think I put a little bit I did put some liquid smoke in the brine and mixed that up with probably about a quart and a half of water. Brought to a boil. And then just let it get cold. Put my fish in yesterday at about 8 o'clock. Well, actually, at about 8 o'clock last night. So they have had a chance to sit around and soak up all that good stuff for about 12 to 14 hours now. Anyway, first I cut my fish up into bite size or more manageable pieces like this. I put it in the brine there and then go for that time. What you think, you'll be able to tell by the kind of that it firms up because of the salt that's in the meat now and drawing some of the moisture out of the actual fish. Okay, that's about a 12-hour process with, normal good time on brine. And I place the fish on a towel. Just take a good clean towel and I dry it. Okay. You won't get a good smoke sticking to it if you don't, really. You do much better if you take a little extra time and just pat it dry. And then place it in your smoker. Now what I do here is I put it at the far end of this. This thing works real well for all my smoking and what I've done here all this year so far. These are just some chunks here I'm going to toss on top. Pull this back out of the way. Get the tongs out of the way. Okay. While I've been doing this, now I want you to remember how this barbecue is kind of set up too. Okay, it has a separate firebox chamber on the side, so you don't have to have your heat source in your main area where you normally would cook. Okay, so this way you can control the amount of heat because you're not wanting to cook the fish. It's here to smoke and dry. Okay, you've added a cure to it already by adding your salt and you're drying it, and it'll last for months that way. But I just used charcoal, briquettes, get a good little heat source fire going. It's probably a few more than you normally would because this is probably, it's a pretty good size barbecue chamber to kind of fill with smoke. Anyway, first I apply some kind of chips. Whatever your flavor desire is. These are apple, I believe. I've had them soaking for a few days. These are just moist, not dry, not wringing wet. Okay. Then I will add to my fire source here one good handful, let's say, over the fire source. Close down your hatch. It'll start smoking here. I'm trying to do all this here myself, guys. And you can see how it comes out of the chamber into the main barbecue chamber here. Now, what you're wanting to regularly do here, you don't want your fish to get up over 155 degrees, 160 degrees for optimum drying and curing. Okay, with that, you want to do it with a cool smoke, what they call a cool smoke process. So I've got my fish just about as far away from the heat source as possible. Yet the smoke will come through the chamber and out my stovepipe on this end. Okay, now you can control your temperature by using your shutoff on the top there. Okay, now the further I go down, you can see what I'm talking about, how much smoke we released from there. Okay, so we got one or two, if you like, handfuls of your favorite smoke chips. Close that up, and I let it go for probably 20 minutes or so. That will be burned up pretty much. Okay, and then I usually start using my local woods around here, whatever else I want to add to it. Today I'm going to be using maple. These are maple limbs that are green. Alright, so they're pretty saturated with moisture, and they're not real big, as you can see, but I put those on to replace what this is doing now. Okay, you want to control your air on that too, because the more air it gets, the more the fire will pick up. So as that's going, about 20 minutes later, I'll start adding, 2, 3, 4 of these maple sticks to it, and it'll last longer than your chips too. I like the flavors of the local area here. We got so many different kinds of fruit woods, maple and vine maple, cherry, apple, plum, all those have a variance in flavor. And if you're not sure what a maple leaf looks like, there it is. I don't know anybody that witnessed the Canadian maple, I think, here. Now I'm going to let this go and do this process about every half hour or so, 45 minutes. That'll change. I usually do 2 loads of this. Okay, so add your chips, wait about 20 minutes, add 4 or 5 sticks of your fruit wood, wait about another 25-30 minutes, check it, maybe add 3 or 4 more, shut it down. That's it. Now, the only problem with this is you're still doing the cool smoke here, so your heat level at this end of the chamber has not been a lot. Okay, so you must keep your fire going, and all I do is just add a few more chunks of coal to it. Keep the heat going, keep the chamber up. You should get a thermostat so you know at least where you're kind of at. Okay, but I recommend about 155, 160 degrees. Otherwise, you're going to start cooking it. All right. Talk to you guys later. Okay, guys, wanted to finish off this video to show you where we're kind of at here. We are still smoking our Chinook salmon, and what we got so far, we've got about an hour probably that's into this. Keeping it at, I've got it probably about 130, 140 right now. I added some more coal chunks, added with that maple. sticks that I had cut, and look at that. Oh, that's golden brown. Look at that stuff, man. Pretty hard to beat good smoked salmon. This is fresh smoked salmon, real red meated too. So I'll let that build up. I had just now added a little more of this chip to it. And I'll add these last 3 sticks of wood. If I can get the thing to stay on there. There we go. Okay, I got a draft open right now that's getting more air to this. I'm going to let it get caught up a little bit. Let it start pulling that air in. And my adjustment is on this end. And all you got to do is just shut down the amount of airflow going in, but not enough to snuff out your fire. Okay, well, that's all there is to it. Now I'm going to start checking that. Oh, here in about another 2 hours. Okay, try to maintain my temperature about 150, 155, which will actually be up in this area here. But I would recommend you get a digital thermometer. This is one that just came with the smoker. Total time smoking generally is around 4 hours, depending on how big your cuts of meat or fish are. These I've cut to about 4 hours if I maintain that heat. Okay, and if not, hey, just throw on a few more and let it dry for a little while longer. Sometimes I've had it, depending upon the fluctuation of the heat, up to 6 hours or so. But that's it, guys. Hope you guys decide to try something like this. It's not hard to do. It is simple, easy to do. And it's so good. Alright, you guys. Have a great day. Have a safe day. Bye for now.